Welcome to your course tour of Myers Psychology 12th edition. Thank you for selecting this book to use in your classroom. Our goal is to partner with you to provide the tools to boost students' interest in psychology and instill lifelong critical thinking skills. Our goals for today are to prepare you for using Myers Psychology 12th edition in your AP Psychology classroom. We will do an in-depth review of the textbook and its resources and make sure you have a full understanding of the program. Before we get started, let's take a look at some of the elements of the Myers Psychology program. Please note that some materials are additional add-ons, such as Launchpad. If you are interested in adding them to your order, please contact your local sales representative. We also offer every teacher access to our Classroom Compass site. This site provides an opportunity for additional training and information. At BFW, we love to hear all about the different ways our textbooks are used in classrooms. Please log into our site at classroomcompass.bfwpub.com and join our discussion boards to share ideas and strategies with your colleagues and the textbook authors. Before you begin teaching an AP course, head to the AP Central and AP Audit site on the College Board website. From there, you will be able to navigate to the AP Psychology homepage and find a lot of documents to include the AP course description and teacher's guides. We also recommend that you familiarize yourself with the breakdown of the key ideas for AP Psychology along with the percentage goals of the AP exam. This breakdown will be useful for your students as they begin their AP exam review in April. The 12th edition of Psychology closely mirrors the AP curriculum. This text is divided into chapters, and each chapter contains sections, and after a few sections you will find review. The text follows the 8 guiding principles that are the cornerstone of all Dave Myers textbooks. Those guiding principles and goals can be found in the preface of the textbook. Another hallmark of Dave Myers is that he adds over 1,000 new citations to each new text edition, so you'll find that this is the most up-to-date psychology book for your students to use. Today, we'll focus on one chapter to make sure you understand all the pedagogy and resources for the book. We'll walk through Chapter 1, Thinking Critically with Psychological Sciences. Each chapter opens with an opening story to get students interested in what they are about to learn. Dave Myers' writing style is one of the most praised, and he has the ability to connect with his students. You can assign this as a pre-reading for the chapter as you ask students to keep journal entries or ask them to write stories that would apply it to their own lives. Each chapter is divided into sections, which are denoted by the purple box. The sections are numbered, so the first section is Chapter 1:1:1. Each section starts with a learning objective. Students know exactly what their goal is for their reading. If you assign reading outlines to your students, make sure to tell them to build their outline around the learning objectives, so they're able to use it as a study tool for the AP exam. The learning objectives are revisited later in the chapter. Any key terms that your students should know are located in the margins of the text to make it easy for your students to flip through and use them when they need it. Some teachers create a word wall in their classroom to make it easier for their students to memorize. You can also ask your students to create flashcards as a study tool. At the end of each section is a feature called Retrieval Practice to make sure your students have retained what they have read. You can use Retrieval Practice as an exit slip at the end of class, and it also makes great practice before the AP exam. At the end of every few sections, we offer an opportunity for the students to review the material. The review will have 2 components: learning objectives and terms and concepts to remember. Before you teach each chapter, make sure to download the teacher resource materials, which are found online. A login is required, and as an adopter, you should have received your login information. If not, please contact your local sales representative. The Instructor Resource Manual contains everything you'll need to plan your class. It contains details to create a lecture and discussions on topics within the book. And if you download the Word document, you can edit this lecture to best suit your needs. It also contains classroom exercises to do with your students. In the Instructor Resource Manual, you'll also find handouts to print and give to your students. These can be used anywhere, as homework, class assignments done individually, or even in groups. Be sure to download these and review them when you're doing your lesson planning. The answers to the handouts are found in the lecture guide. Besides answers to the handout, the lecture guide contains lectures for use for each learning objective. If your students are struggling with any of the learning objectives, turn to the lecture guide for more details on how to integrate it into your classroom. The guide is normally used with lecture slides. The lecture slide is a downloadable PowerPoint presentation that you can use and edit in your class. It contains images from the book and a script. You can edit it to fit your needs, or you can print it as an additional handout for your students to use as note-taking outlines or for review. This concludes your course tour of Meyer Psychology 12th edition. We hope you've enjoyed your time and are well on your way to preparing successful lessons. If you have any questions about resource materials, please contact your local sales representative. If you have questions about any text material presented in this course, please contact highschoolpd@bfwpup.com. Thank you.